Fairfield. And it's time for Morning Coffee on a Wednesday. Brought to you this morning by TTT Designs, 1411 West Main in Fairfield.
And a pleasant, frigid morning to you here on the East Highway with our good friend Ken Odie.
Morning.
Who's
Morning.
back after a little respite. Tahiti, right? On the beach.
The near continent.
With a little drink with the umbrella in it. And,
Were there photos?
I can only imagine. Excuse me, Raquel, more grapes over here for us, please. Yes.
You know me better than that.
Grapes.
Grapes, indeed.
Yes. Well, anyway, so
Great trip.
Good. I'm glad to hear you're back and that are you rested and ready to go?
No.
You haven't done anything. Here's the problem. Without you, there's nobody stirring it up in town. You're the guy that always puts on the Facebook posts that gets everybody all fired up.
I'll have to wait for something.
Oh, I'm sure you'll figure
I'll
that
figure
out.
Something out. Now that Goosegate
is behind us, I believe.
The Goosegate is closed.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm just really, really surprised at how quickly everybody folded tent yesterday afternoon. I'm talking about all the schools and everybody. I mean, we didn't get. I'm going to just say this. I got here early. I got here at 5:30 because I figured there would be an onslaught of calls. Mm-hmm. There's two reasons why there were. I didn't have one call. Two reasons why. One, because most everybody canceled yesterday afternoon, knowing what the temperature is going to be, and the governor called state of emergency, et cetera, et cetera. And two,
that was nice of the governor to call us, by the way.
He did. He said, "Mike, just call me Jay. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to put the B in there." Mm-hmm. So I said, "Hey, thanks."
I'd like to call him something else.
But the second thing is, I think I'm putting a big pat on our back. I think we've figured out a better way to be able to present this on our website, WFIWradio.com.
One click now.
Right there, big red, click it, and it will give you in...
Flashing.
It is flashing.
The banner is flashing, yeah.
Gives you in alphabetic order everything that's closed.
And then you can, if you want to just look at schools, you can
direct
filter it to just be schools or just be businesses.
And a new email address, WFIW closings at WFIWradio.com.
Okay.
So that and so I think a lot of people who normally would have called in because they had to do 3 clicks to get there, it was easy for them. Yep. They didn't have to call.
Very nice.
Well, I had a gentleman that I used to work for told me, he says, you know what? You might as well pat yourself on the back because nobody else will do it.
No, I don't think there'll be. I don't believe there'll be a story in the paper about that.
Did see an interesting.
Actually, they're gonna put it on the front window.
There you go.
I doubt that very much.
I saw an interesting story this morning out of Evansville.
Yeah.
Evansville police are searching for a guy going around exposing himself. I would think.
Oh, ouch!
Today that would be very limited.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're gonna freeze your niblets off there.
And my friend Gordy Toombs had a post on Facebook.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned Gordy Toombs.
I'd better not. It's a gray area, so I'd better not repeat
it. Well, let me just say this. I'm glad you mentioned
funny.
it. Gordy was the guy, and I didn't want to use his name because I didn't know if he wanted me to. Gordy was the guy that brought me the sassafras tea extract yesterday. Mm-hmm. Dropped by right before the show. It's a little bottle. I've got it in my desk. I tried it yesterday afternoon. It was mighty tasty.
Oh, yeah. Sassafras tea is good.
So anyway, he got it. I believe he got it at Bullards.
Bullards. Yeah. I think. Well, somebody called in and told us they sell it at
flavors.
Yeah, but this is sassafras. This is good. So I was pretty excited about that.
My grandma used to boil that every spring to thin your blood.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Thin your blood. Well, you don't want to be drinking sassafras tea today because it thins your blood. You'll get cold.
That's right.
Well, and you never want to drink milk.
Of course not.
Because milk, what you want to do is you want to crush, some peanuts or almonds or cashews.
Didn't they make a new ruling that they can't use the term milk
in Europe?
Advertising?
Not here, but in Europe.
Really, I thought it was here as well.
You have to call it MYLK if it's not from udders, a mammal.
I don't know how we've survived all these years.
All right, the stack of stuff. Good morning. Let's the stack of stuff. This is in music history today. This was in 1956 when Elvis Presley recorded Blue Suede Shoes. Do you know what the genesis of that song was?
He wore blue suede shoes and somebody stepped on him?
Don't step on him.
No.
Because it made a big
Actually,
smash.
it was recorded in 1955 by Carl Perkins.
Oh, yeah.
The
Perkins,
Tennessee 3.
He did it in 55. It was written in 55, he was in Mississippi with Johnny Cash, the Johnny Cash. And Johnny Cash said to him, you know, they were in a chow line in Mississippi, and some guy in front of him said to Johnny Cash, hey, back off, buddy. Don't be stepping on my blue suede shoes. Cash turns and says this to Carl Perkins. And at about 3 o'clock in the morning, that next morning, Carl Perkins gets up in bed and goes, don't be stepping on my blue suede shoes. And he went downstairs to a piano. It took him 25 minutes, and he wrote the song. And then Elvis recorded it in 56. Very few people listened to the Perkins rendition now. The definitive one is Elvis.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, 1968, Bobby Goldsboro recorded Honey. And that was done, it was written by a guy by the name of Bobby Russell. He got the idea by noticing how big the tree out front of his house had grown in 1 year. See the tree? How big it's grown, but friend, it hasn't been too long since it was just a twig.
I hated that song.
Now, the guy that wrote it, he was married to Vicki Lawrence.
Really?
Yes. And he's the one.
The night the lights went out in Georgia.
Exactly. He's the author of that tune. And then they got divorced. But nonetheless, go ahead.
Speaking of Vicki Lawrence, have you seen that show on Fox, The Cool Kids?
Yes.
She's in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
good.
It's not a bad show. It's really pretty entertaining.
Never seen it.
It is.
It's pretty good.
Jamie Farr's in it. Makes appearances.
Yes.
In it.
Yeah. Klinger.
David Alan Grier, the comedian, is in it.
Yes.
So I mean, it's.
I saw David Alan Grier on an interview program the other day. It was funny because he was telling a story about Prince.
Yeah.
Remember Prince?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said Prince called him at like 3 a.m. and said, I'm hearing voices from the wall in my room. I'm hearing voices from the wall. And David Alan Grier said, I'll be right over. He gets to a hotel room where Prince is. He walks in, and Prince says, I'm hearing voices from the wall. And they called the police, and David Alan Grier heard a voice. They called police, and it was a woman who had taken the room next door, who had gotten the Bible and was trying to save Prince by reading real loud through the wall.
Oh,
is that incredible? Anyway, all right, that's a great story. I thought it was wonderful. 1990, Bob Dylan named commander in France's Order of Arts and Letters by the country's culture ministry. And this is what he had to say.
I bet that was an accepted speech for the ages.
Blowing in the wind, blowing in the wind.
People are sitting in the audience going, and you know how it is.
Say what?
When somebody gets up on stage and makes a speech,
yeah.
and you can't understand a word they're saying. Everybody's in the audience going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. On this date in 1798. Now think about this. 1798. The first brawl in the U.S. House of Representatives took place. Congressman Matthew Lyon and Roger Griswold fought on the House floor, and since then, things have gotten better.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I think they've been close to a couple of knockdown dragouts in Congress in the past few years.
Oh my. 1933, The Lone Ranger was heard for the first time on radio. Great. What's that? The William Tell Overture? Isn't that what it's called? The program ran for almost 3,000 episodes. It ended in 1955 on radio, of course, on TV. Who was the guy?
Clayton Morgan.
Moore.
Moore.
Clayton Moore.
Mm-hmm. Jay Silverheels.
Yes.
Who made an appearance in Fairfield.
Did he? No. When?
One of the good old days parades. It was usually good old days. He was in a parade.
Son of a gun.
Really?
I had no idea.
And then they
was
made
he riding a horse?
Nope.
Just walking, huh?
In the back of a convertible.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was that
What
old.
was it? A Ford Mustang?
Nope.
Okay.
I think it may have been pre-Mustang days. I'm not
really?
sure.
Okay.
Jay Silver
Well, then they
Heels?
made a movie of the Lone Ranger. Remember that from
Oh,
a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
years ago?
Well, then
Johnny
he
Depp,
sued.
It was a
Yeah.
Oh, that was
pleasure.
nice.
It was a
Yeah,
lot.
it
Have you ever
wasn't-
watched it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was weird.
I've seen it.
It was really weird. But he sued, or they sued him to. I don't know. There was a suit involved because of people. He wanted to be known as only the Lone Ranger, even though he was 85 years old.
Mhm.
You know, and he died in '99. He was from Chicago originally, and anyway. Clayton Moore. 1962, two members of the Flying Wallendas high wire group killed when their 7-person pyramid collapsed during a performance in Detroit, Michigan. It was shortly after that we saw the beginning of the Flying Zerlinis.
Really?
Yes,
Well,
they stepped right in.
There was an opportunity there, and they seized it.
Absolutely. So, I mean, there you go. That's the beginning of the Flying
Step
Zerlinis.
right in.
Right after a few of the Wallendas got greasy fingers, down they went.
Yeah. Maybe they had fried chicken for lunch.
Up went the Zerlinis. On January 30th birthdays, FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He was the 32nd president.
Only president to go more than 2 terms, right?
Yes. Actually, he's the one that prompted them saying you could only have 2 terms. I think he went 4 when he was on his 4th when he died. The New Deal. Went to Harvard. He was an only child, and he only had private schooling. He was the 5th cousin of Teddy Roosevelt. They were related, but boy, way down the family tree. And Teddy, of course, was Republican, and FDR was a Democrat, if I'm not mistaken. Dick Martin, born on this date, died in 2008. Anybody?
Rowan Martin's laughing.
That's right. Really, an
Take
interesting.
a night, Dick.
Yes, interesting story. Only he lost a lung as a teenager. He only had 1 lung his whole life.
And every time you saw him, what did he have in his hand?
Did he have a cigarette?
Yeah.
No.
Dan Rowan and Dick Martin both.
Oh, yeah.
Son of a gun.
Especially Dan Rowan.
Well,
I think he almost always had one.
I knew that. I knew Rowan, but I didn't know Martin.
I think he died of lung cancer, as a matter of fact.
Dan Rowan with him. Rowan was the straight man. You can bet your sweet bippy. Remember that?
Sock it to me.
Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Gene Hackman. We've talked about this before. He an interesting story about Gene Hackman. He was born in California. His mom was Canadian. He moved around quite a bit. He landed in Danville, Illinois, and that's where he had the beginning of his broadcasting career. He worked at WDAN in Danville. When he was 16, he joined the Marine Corps. And when he got out, he used the GI Bill to be able to go to college where he studied acting, but he did not become a full-time actor until he was 30 years old.
Wow.
And that's when he decided to act. And his first big break movie?
French Connection.
Nope. You might be right, but I don't know if that's would that be pre-67?
No.
67. No. He was in Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay.
Remember
yes,
that?
He was. Sure was.
And he was honest. He was with Warren Beatty, wasn't he? And
I don't know. Most people probably remember him in later years from Hoosiers.
Yep.
Oh, what a great movie!
Oh yeah, that's classic.
What a Mississippi Burning.
Yes.
Goes upstairs,
that was a great
guy
one.
Gets in his face, and the rest is history.
He's wonderful. He's in Superman, the original Superman too, wasn't he? He was in Lex Luthor.
I think so.
Yep.
Dick Cheney, born on this date. He's 78 right now. A skilled hunter.
He's looking for hunting partners, by the way.
He's still looking.
Well, the guy that gave the really talking bad about some award show about the movie that they had.
Oh, yeah, they did a knock. Oh, what a
Cheney,
horrible.
Cheney said, he said, no ill will, no animosity. He said, I don't work that way, but if he wants to come and go hunting with me, there's an open invitation. I don't want a classic statement.
Yeah. He went to Yale, but he didn't graduate. Went back to his native Wyoming and got a bachelor's and a master's in political science. Grew up in Casper, Wyoming, and he started his political career working for Nixon, and then he was the chief of staff for Gerald Ford in the White House, and then ultimately became the vice president, of course, for George H.W. Bush. Yeah. And 8 years as a vice president. Let's see here. Phil Collins also today, a singer. Oh, and by the way, about Cheney, did you know he's 78, but when he was 71, he'd had 5 heart attacks. Cheney did.
Correct.
And he had a heart transplant at 71. So he's been 8 years with another heart.
It's amazing.
A lot of people says
it's pretty amazing.
A lot of people think he doesn't have a heart, but I always kind of liked Dick Cheney. To tell you the truth, I thought he was incredibly honest. And he's been.
I was going to say I like the way you just told it how it was.
He never did worry too much about political correctness, did he?
No.
So there's your stack of stuff as far as what happened on this date, January 30th through the years. We're going to take a break.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We'll be back with more Morning Coffee with Ken Odie right after this.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when President Bush finally agreed to debate Bill Clinton and Ross Perot?
And if Governor Clinton is serious about debating,
he said, let's get it on. Now, I said, let's get it on. So I've already showed up for 2.
Magic Johnson had another surprise for us.
I'm coming back to the Lakers, and I'm playing again.
Faye Vincent was fired as commissioner of baseball, while Robin Yount and George Brett joined the 3,000 hit club.
George Brett with a 4-for-4 night has his 3,000th hit.
And we got our first listen to all these songs.
But I never saw a miracle.
Have we stumped you? Well, the answer and a chunk of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Being a young farmer has its challenges, but also has its rewards.
That's Matt Rush, a member of the Ileana Farm Family of the Year. Matt's a big believer in the family farm.
I feel that a family farm has a near and dear place in my heart because it's not every day that people that work in the industry get to work with their family.
Matt is a 4th-generation Wayne County farmer. His dad, Jim, is proud of the long heritage of Rush farmers.
My dad farmed before I did, and then his dad ran a dairy.
Jim's wife is Brenda.
I do not drive a tractor. I help them transfer from one field to another when necessary.
Sarah Rush, Matt's wife, rounds out the family team.
I help get parts and bring food and run them field to field, and we're kind of on call.
Congratulations to the Rush family of Wayne County, the Ileana Farm Family of the Year. This program sponsored by TOC Direct Media, by First Vincennes Savings Bank, and by Hometown Hearing.
September 1992.
Swing Out Sister and Am I the Same Girl? The top song of September 1992. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another time capsule.
It's Super Game Weekend at Carnaby Square. Listen for details on all winter clothing. There will be no illegal procedures or offside penalties, just touchdowns. Check out Tribal's first delivery of spring 2019. Tribal is always in style, easy to wear, and easy to love. Shop early for spring and try Carnaby's layaway for a sunny day. Come in and see Christy and the girls at Carnaby Square, your fashion leader in downtown Fairfield.
Carrier has a complete line of home heating products to keep your family comfortable this winter without burdening your budget. With smart temperature management and remote access options, it's easier than ever to control your home's climate. And Carrier energy-efficient systems can help reduce utility bills without sacrificing comfort. For more complete comfort and greater peace of mind, turn to the experts at Carrier. Call Sam or Kara at Complete HVAC and Plumbing today at 445-3329 or visit their website at CompleteHVAC.org.
If you're interested in reaching every household in Wayne, Edwards, Wabash, or Richland County, then TOC Direct Mail can help you. Contact Marketing Specialist Lori Snidel to see how TOC Direct Mail can help you reach your customers directly in their mailbox.
You can watch the show on YouTube or by following the link on Facebook. Now, back to Morning Coffee on WFIW.
Morning Coffee brought to you by TTT Designs in Fairfield. They'll design and print your ideas. Let TTT bring your design to life on items like T-shirts, coffee cups, car wraps, banners, flags, and more. With over 1,000 different items available for printing, TTT will find the perfect one for you.
Well, we're back. It looks like somebody wants to talk to us.
All right. Good.
Oh, not anymore.
Apparently not.
We snoozed. We losed. Want to mention that we made a decision late yesterday afternoon because of Gary, quite honestly, because of Gary Carter.
Yeah.
Gary Carter's the one that called and said, listen, I really would like to hear the New Hope Panthers in their state tournament bid at Wren Lake. Is that Class S?
Class S. The
Correct.
SIJHSAA Class S state tournament.
Okay. Well, that's going to be at Wren Lake Saturday a little after 1, right?
1:15, the scheduled tip-off time.
And so I'm going to be there anyway. So we were able to reach out to a top flight play-by-play man by the initials of DD, and I will be his color commentator. I will be carrying water for Double D.
Okay.
Describing the action in Ina at Wren Lake College. And so that'll be coming up, and it's being brought to you by Carter Turf and Tractor, the new business out there, right?
Don't let him near the hospitality.
Oh, is there one?
I'm sure there probably is.
Oh, no. I got to worry about
He'll
that.
He'll find it. He's got the nose.
He's like a dog. He's a hound dog.
It's not that he'll find it. He'll ask about it. Oh, by the way, where's the hospitality?
It's another thing to worry about. Okay. Anyway, so there you go.
Bring the shock collar.
And then,
zap, zap. Only 2 hot dogs, Double D. 2 hot dogs.
Now, New Hope plays Raccoon. Now, what is?
I looked that up. I looked that up.
Yeah.
I think it's the Rockets.
Raccoon.
It's not
Rockets,
the Raccoons. Okay. No. You were thinking that, weren't you?
I was thinking like Tigers or something. That would be ironic.
Tigers. I believe. When you said that, I was listening to you last night, and you opined that you thought it
could be the Raccoons.
It could be the Raccoons.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. I have to say, when I was in Texas, I was the president of Western Texas College, and we were the Westerners.
The Westerners, all right.
And I have another. Go ahead.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Yes. I just wondered if it'd be possible for you to wish Howard Reed a happy birthday today.
Well, you just did.
You just did. Thanks for calling that in.
Thanks for calling.
You.
Take care, and thanks for listening, too. The other school that I thought was interesting was in Ranger, Texas. There was Ranger College, and guess what they were?
Rangers?
The Rangers.
Oh, the Ranger. Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
If you get off of I-57 at the Centralia exit and head towards Centralia, just about 2 miles down the road is Raccoon School.
Gotcha.
All right.
It's right by Raccoon Creek.
All right. Thanks for
letting us know. I don't know about Raccoon Creek, but that's where Raccoon School is.
All right. Well, maybe they're the Raccoon Creeks.
Or the Creek Ciders.
Yeah. Well, I know.
If anybody knows what the mascot for Raccoon School is, let us know.
I did a
An
Google
extensive
search.
Background search?
I really did. And the best I could come up with, I thought, was the Rockets. But it's right. It feeds into Centralia, right? The Centralia Public Schools?
I believe so, yeah.
And so, I mean, they must know basketball, right? Centralia is like
#1 in the nation.
High school wins. Are they still?
And they're not shy about letting you know that either.
They're not.
It's on the sign.
No, well, as you walk into the gym, the palace for basketball that they have at Centralia High School, there's a big neon sign on the wall, and it keeps count.
Really?
Of how many wins.
It's like the national debt.
Yeah.
They have a very, very nice new school.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the coach that put up all the wins
beautiful.
there? I don't.
Arthur Trout was his name. Arthur Trout. And he put up 800-plus wins there. Yeah. Really the reason why they are where they are. I remember that only because Virgil Fletcher, who was the coach at Collinsville, his life was bent on living long enough to have more wins than Arthur Trout. And it didn't happen. A couple of interesting stories to pass along. I need your perspective on this. This Dateline Associated Press, Olympia, Washington. Dwarf tossing contests will be banned in Washington state under a bill sponsored by State Senator Mike Patton of Spokane. The Senate bill would ban dwarf tossing at bars and strip clubs and end the activity, which Patton says demeans and exploits those of smaller stature.
Okay.
The bill would also ban other recreational activity that endangers the health, safety, and welfare of any person with dwarfism. Now, he has to go into detail as to how to define a dwarf that you can't toss. And he says, of course, there's nothing funny or about dwarf tossing. But I bet if you put it on the second floor of the Elks, you'd get a pretty good crowd here. I'm just saying. Don't you?
I wonder what Illinois law says about that.
I think it is illegal in Illinois too.
No,
I think so. It might.
What about little people wrestling?
You don't see it very often anymore.
I brought it to Western Texas.
Little people.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that.
Well, I think they still have it in Illinois.
Do they?
Little people wrestling.
I was looking for little people rodeo too. It was Shetland ponies.
Okay. Those little miniature.
Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
All right.
All right. Okay. So here it is. It applies to contests and promotions involving adults shorter than 4'10".
Really?
It seems to me that you'd have to be
4'10".
You'd have to be shorter than that to be considered a dwarf, don't you think?
So I guess if you're 4'10 and a half, you can be
tossed
here and fro.
Well, here's
tossed
the thing:
about
if
like
you're
a
gonna,
rag doll.
If you're going to be causing trouble in a bar, I think you should be able to be tossed.
I was going to say, if I'm 4'1", I'm going to go in a bar and act up, do whatever I want, because you can't throw me out because it's illegal.
What, for a moment, what if your sustenance is to be tossed? What if you're a little person?
That's your thing.
You've signed on. You're not being tossed because you're being forced to be tossed or thrown.
Well, yeah, because you got to sign a waiver when you enter those contests.
I mean, doesn't that seem?
Do I think it's appropriate? No.
No, absolutely not. But I'm with you on that. But don't you think it's up to them as to whether
they the government again
decide
to decide what's right and what's wrong?
Are they going to ban those wife carrying contests now?
Yeah.
What's that?
Have you seen those?
What's that? Wife carrying? Oh no, please be careful. Be very careful.
Over in Europe,
that's right.
They have what they refer to as wife carrying contests. They got these big old, Swedish looking, Swedish and Finnish guys that are, about.
Oh, I thought you were talking.
I thought you were going to say these women
and their husbands.
No, I was not going to say women. I mentioned Finland and Sweden. I did not mention East Germany.
Turner, look at me. Turner, be very careful with this, Turner. You're going to be at Carnaby Square buying a full wardrobe if you don't watch this. Now, be very careful. So that's in Europe. What do? You lift them and run with them, or what?
Yeah, basically. You pick them up, you see how far you can carry them. It's in the same contest as the keg throwing contest.
Oh. What if that one in Scotland where they get that pole and throw the pole?
Yeah.
What if your wife's a dwarf?
Well, you can't throw her, but you can carry her.
Right. Well, you could probably win a lot.
Yeah.
Just divorce your wife and marry a dwarf and get in all the contests.
Be like the guy you were talking about, the short guy that came in to pinch hit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Eddie Gadel.
Eddie Goodell.
Eddie
Goodell. St. Louis Browns. Yeah. Anyway. So a hearing is going to be set on this bill This is the 30th. Tomorrow, if you want to go to Spokane, if you want to speak about the dwarf throwing.
This sounds like something the Illinois legislature
next.
would be all over. I mean, we're broke, our roads are crumbling, unemployment's in almost over double digits. People are exiting droves, but was it last year they banned the sale of lion meat?
Yes. I'll tell you, and I'm going to be telling you right now, I have been going through my woods south of town, and I haven't seen any lions at this point.
Any lions?
And if they did, they're safe because I can't hit them with a bow.
Right. Well, you can't hit anything.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Hey, if you're going to open the door like that,
you're going to walk through.
I'm walking right through.
So anyway, a hearing on the dwarf throwing, chucking, whatever they call the flying dwarfs in Washington State. Hearings at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning before the Washington Senate, the Law and Justice Committee. That's a good place for it.
I could leave. You want me to run out there and cover that in the station? 'Cause I'd be happy to.
Yeah.
A live report.
Ken Odie reporting. I'd like to know if you're gonna. I'd like a Facebook poll on that. Okay, the provocateur
about dwarf throwing.
Yes, we need. I'm telling you, we need it at the Elks. But anyway,
they could have the, if we're still, if we hadn't taken care of Goosegate, then we could do that. We could have the goose chucking contest.
Oh, you know what I tried to do when I was here at Frontier for the foundation? Pumpkin chunkin'.
Oh, pumpkin chunkin'.
I thought that would have been big, don't you? The only problem, I couldn't figure out how to make money doing it. You know, you can't put people behind a gate because they chuck the pumpkin like a half mile.
Yeah, I would say those things are.
Here's the real skill: pumpkin catching.
Yeah.
You have to have a fair catch. Here comes the pumpkin. I got it. Well, don't hit me.
Here's what you could do. You could get those little pumpkins, right?
Oh, yeah.
And build yourself a potato gun with some big old PVC pipe.
Oh, we could shoot that thing into downtown.
Get some white rain hairspray.
Yep. It's going to be raining pumpkins. All right, here's the other story that I loved from this morning that I saw. This also from Associated Press. Actually, no, this is Fox News from Florida, Pinellas Park, Florida. A Florida man found out the hard way that medicine that he stole was not what he thought it was. Okay? According to Fox 13 in Tampa Bay, a man was trying to steal hydrocodone from a lockbox, but it turns out the pills inside the bottle didn't match the label.
Oops.
What was in the bottle?
Little blue pills, I'm guessing.
Nope.
Laxatives. According to an arrest document, Peter Hans Emery Jr.
Now wait a minute. Hans kind of a cool criminal name.
Is that a criminal nickname?
Not kind of Lefty or Muggsy
HENS or?
Oh, he was sent. He was seen on surveillance cameras in the home going into a lockbox and pouring a handful of pills into his hand. Officers with the Pinellas Park Police Department say the bottle was labeled hydrocodone, but actually contained Equate Gentle Laxatives. He was arrested and charged with theft. He reportedly came clean.
What if his nickname's still Hands?
He was wiped.
Hey, he came clean like through a goose. And I can just imagine the meeting, the weekly meeting of the Gangsters Council.
Yeah.
All right, Lefty, you grab the money.
All right, Hands.
Whitey, you kidnapped the heiress. Hands, grab the pills.
That's right.
And don't mess it up this time.
Yeah.
Hands, you're now known as Squats.
Or Squirts.
Squirts. All right, enough. Here. Let's have some decorum here on this radio station. There's people at home not going to school.
Hey, decorum. You have not hired an interior designer yet for decorum.
No, we could use some decorum here.
Yeah, we could.
There's no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. But the sound's good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sort of.
It is.
It's all right.
Anyway, so it's good that you're back. You were gone for about a week, 10 days?
Yeah, week-long cruise. It was awesome. Flew out of New Orleans, or sailed out of New Orleans.
Yes.
Week-long, went to...
Was it cold in New Orleans?
It was a little chilly in New Orleans. It was...
How long did you get to warm?
We were 2 days at sea, getting south. We went to Jamaica. About the second day.
Jamaica Mon?
Yeah.
Jamaica Mon? Did you get off at Jamaica?
Mm-hmm.
You hang out?
Not a lot. Got off at, and then we went to Grand Cayman.
Yeah.
Got off there and messed around. I mean, did you know that those are touristy areas?
No.
Really?
And people try to say stuff. And then you go to Cozumel, and that's the touristy capital
But you
of
can't,
the world.
there's not a whole lot. You're in a boat. You can't buy a whole lot, can you?
What? No.
No, I'm just
Not
saying
to
is
bring
you got to bring it back, and it's got to go through customs, doesn't it? Yes.
And I'm glad you brought that up.
Right,
because
good.
coming back to the United States of America under high alert.
High alert.
Walked in, had my bag. We carried our bags off.
Yeah.
Have this huge bag full of my wife's
gentle stuff.
Goods. Clothes that anyway, that's another topic.
Yeah.
Dragging it off here, got my passport out. Have your passports ready.
Right.
Walked up there, the guy was like this. He goes, shoot him my passport. Welcome back, sir. Right on through. I could have had a bag full. I don't know.
Laxatives.
Well, you did. You did go to Jamaica.
or ganja or anything else in there. No.
Wow, that's disturbing.
They didn't ask me if I had anything to declare, which I didn't, but I think it has to be $800 now.
Oh,
like
okay.
that to declare it.
Hey, was the chow good?
It was good.
Fell off the wagon, didn't you?
Oh my gosh. I fell off and it was awesome. Food was good.
And it's there all the time, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, you could. It's 10 o'clock. Well, I think I might have a small snack.
Yeah.
You go down. So
We've
it's
got
there.
24-hour pizza and ice cream. It's
oh man, there's no way you can't.
Good time though.
A week and you come back and you get on the scale and it's like, oh my gosh.
We had our team won the trivia contest.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna guess who the anchor was on that.
You know him, you love him.
I know where you're going.
You're sitting in his chair.
We were there, and we tied with another team, and they went up and said the topic is music.
Oh, sweet spot. Send up, Dave.
Actually, it was 60s and 70s music.
Oh,
in the bag, folks, in the bag.
What do we get for our win?
So I played about a half a note of the song, and of course, Dave, bam, title, artist, year. Where it was recorded,
how many minutes it was, whether or not you can go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, not there.
Was there. Okay.
So we got it's called a ship on a stick. It's a little gold thing, which I'm sure David has proudly displayed in his Hall of Honor. But we had a good time.
Good
trip.
Good. We were going to do the Cardinal Cruise. The wife and I, the current Mrs. Dreeth.
Does the Pope allow them all to leave at one time like that?
What's that?
Does the Pope allow all the cardinals to leave? Oh, you're
no, not the bishops and the Pope. I'm talking about the
people over here that play
the St. Louis National League team.
Oh, see, I don't.
But we were going to do that, and then I figured out I have to be here a year before I get 2 weeks of vacation. Even though I work 12 hours a day, I could probably figure it out that I should be getting some. I could use days if I wanted to, but I didn't want to use that many there.
Sure.
So we're going to do the old folk cruise. You did the young happening cruise.
Yeah, that's us.
You guys, you're probably down at the discotheque.
Yeah.
I'm going with the old folks to Alaska.
That'll be a good trip.
Well, I've heard that it's a good trip.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's in July. I think we've already done that.
Are you going to go panning for gold at the Yukon?
No.
Okay.
No. Now, you know what my wife
whale
looked
watching?
at?
You going to do whale watching?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Probably. If it's like off the deck.
Okay.
You know. Now, here's what the wife wanted to do.
Yeah.
She wanted to do dog sledding. I have no idea why. She wanted to be, she wanted a team of dogs, something other than our two Bassets, who are not real stout when it comes to pulling the sled. And she wanted to be the captain, the driver of a dog team.
Hey, if that's on her bucket list, more power to her.
You know, honestly, if I'm on a dog sled team with multiple people, I want to be the captain and ride on the sled too, because the other guy's got to run behind.
You remember the great quote from Louis Grizzard? If you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes.
One of my favorite authors.
Louis Grizzard. We're going to take a break. Back with more Morning Coffee. Ken's got trivia for us today. Back after this.
Hi, folks. This is Sandy at Gill Sales and Service. When it comes to laundry, it's true what they say. They don't make them like they used to, but Speed Queen still does. Speed Queen washers and dryers are built using premium metal components, not plastic. They're manufactured with rugged, commercial-grade construction, and they're pushed beyond their limits in their state-of-the-art lab to deliver 25 years of premium performance in your home. Speed Queen, built better to last longer. Get your Speed Queen at Gill Sales and Service, 1605 West Main in Fairfield.
Black's Fashion Flowers in downtown Fairfield can help you score a few brownie pointers with your sweetie this Valentine's Day. Let Black's custom design a fresh floral arrangement or candy and snack basket for that special someone. Or check out their selection of gift items from locally made Ravenswood Hollow soaps and lotions to clean burning soy candles. Give them a call at 847-7076 or stop by at 310 East Main in Fairfield. Shop early for the best selection. Black's Fashion Flowers, your florist with a personal touch, across from the courthouse in downtown Fairfield.
Do you need money now? There's no need to wait for the IRS. If you have your W-2s and you're ready to file, come on into your local H&R Block and apply for the loan product and get up to $3,000. H&R Block offers this at no cost to you. That's right, no interest and no fees. You can have money almost instantly with the prepaid Emerald cards offered at the tax desk. Your return will already be at the IRS, so you receive your tax refund as soon as possible. You can even have your tax preparation fees taken out of your refund with the refund transfer, so you won't have any out-of-pocket expenses to file. With the new tax law changes, why worry if you missed something? H&R Block appreciates your business and has some of the best trained tax professionals in the industry waiting to serve you, offering drop-off service, walk-ins, or you can call to make an appointment at our convenient location in Fairfield. H&R Block is here for you.
Ubinger's Furniture Company is having a huge financing special. Now for a limited time, take advantage of no-interest financing up to 3 full years. Minimum purchase and approval required. See store for details. Yes, that's right. At Ubinger's, we know how to help you save big. So now you can get all that furniture and bedding you have been longing for. But hurry before it's too late. Only at Ubinger's Furniture Company, where the financing deals are worth the drive. Highway 50 East, Florida.
Tom at Greenwood Pest Control is busy making sure all of his customers are taken care of for year-round pest control. Greenwood Pest Control in Florida would like to remind everyone that when the weather gets cold, the bugs try to get inside where it's warm. Call them today at 618-662-3091 and get on the year-round protection plan from Greenwood Pest Control in Florida, located at 8177 Hickory Hill Lane.
Fairfield area weather forecast, a wind chill advisory in effect through noon today. Skies becoming partly cloudy later on, the high 10 above. Partly cloudy tonight, low 4 above. For tomorrow, cloudy skies, high 28. Cloudy skies 45 on Friday. For Saturday, partly cloudy, high 52, and mostly cloudy 58 on Sunday. Overnight low was 4. That came about 6 this morning. Since then, it's dropped to -2. Pressure 30.47, humidity at 55%, winds from the northwest at 9 miles an hour. Current temp -2 with sunshine and the wind chill at -17. Radar showing nothing in the state of Illinois in terms of precipitation.
You can call in to Morning Coffee at 842-3715 and add your 2 cents. You can also message the crew on Facebook by going to the WFIW Facebook page.
TTT Designs brings you morning coffee. They're at 1411 West Main in Fairfield and ready to complete your ideas. Mule attire perfect for every season. Stop in to get your Mules basketball shirt for the next game, available in newborn through 5XL. Visit TTT for all your printing needs.
You know, what surprised me when I got out this morning, besides the fact that it was very, very cold, and getting colder by the hour, actually, was the snow. There was a nice dusting of snow. I didn't realize.
Down last night about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
I never stuck my head out. I sat last night and worked on photos that I'd taken over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Speaking of photos, I don't know if you're a subscriber on Facebook to the Wayne County Historical Society page.
I'm not. I have to like it? Is that what I have to do?
Yes.
I think so.
They had a whole series of photos last night that they had recovered from the hammock collection. They're wanting identification.
Yeah.
Rita and I spent the whole evening looking through those. Just fascinating stuff.
Did you, Wayne County?
I knew several of them.
Did you really? Did you help?
Yes.
Well, good for you. You're a native, right?
Others, yeah.
You're a native.
Well, I was a Jeffian.
So, in other words, when you die, it's going to be Jeff Man dies.
Probably. Jeff Man dies. Jeff Man
dies. My favorite headline was when the lady from Oblong married the guy from Normal, and the headline was "Oblong woman marries normal man."
The only oblong
in the anywhere.
Right.
Okay, I got Wayne County Historical.
They're all in groups of 12.
There it is.
And
I got it.
It's just
okay,
awesome
and
stuff.
I'm hitting like, so now I'm going to get to see these. All right, well, good. I'm glad you mentioned that because other people can do that now.
Yep, absolutely.
And help because I can see some of these pictures are pretty incredible. Yeah, and I can recognize some of them, and I'm not anywhere near a native.
Yep.
He's getting closer.
You know you're old when you're in the Historical Society pictures.
Yeah.
It's a really good picture of Carol's grandfather on a tractor on their farm that's at the Historical Society. That just a great black and white photo, wonderfully taken, beautiful composition, and so I mean they're very proud of that.
All right.
Cool. Are we ready for trivia?
Bring it on. Let's go.
Right, and so the topic is
potpourri.
Potpourri.
My first question, you guys, right off the bat yesterday.
Yes.
Got me.
How?
Who was the first player inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Well, I personally, okay, so we're going to wait for a second. Okay, so I had said in that discussion that clearly there was a group of people that had to be in that class, and that class would have had to include at least Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Cy Young, Chris Trainer. Is it Cy or Tris?
Oh, Tris Speaker.
Tris Speaker, I would say.
Tris Speaker, yeah. I'm guessing Abner Doubleday.
Abner Doubleday.
Ah, is that who it is? No, I'm gonna go with Cy Young.
Ty Cobb.
Ty Cobb. Yeah, well.
All right.
Now you know the thing about Ty Cobb is, did you ever see the movie that Tommy Lee Jones played?
Yes.
Yeah. Was it Georgia Peach? Was that what the name of it was?
No, it was just Cobb.
Cobb.
Yep.
Cobb was
Have
the
you
name
seen
of
that?
it.
Boy, he was.
If he portrayed Cobb,
supposedly it was accurate.
He was no sweetheart of a guy.
He wasn't.
All right. Well, we're
that was
1.
a question on the cruise ship on trivia.
Was it really?
And we missed it.
And what did you say? You said Babe Ruth.
It's going to be Babe Ruth. Nope. Ty
No.
Cobb.
And Cobb was adamant that he was the greatest player who ever lived in his own mind. And a lot of people. My grandfather said to me, "Look at the records, son. The greatest player was Ty Cobb. That's what he always told me.
Okay, here's a timely question.
All right.
And I didn't research this a whole lot, but this is what I came up with. What is the coldest temperature ever recorded in Fairfield, Illinois?
Oh, that's a good one.
Fairfield, Illinois. Okay.
Now, we're talking about not wind chill, just
I'm talking about
the
raw
thermometer, and we're talking Fahrenheit.
Correct.
I'm going to say, do you want to take a shot at this first?
Go ahead.
I'm going to say minus 17.
I'm going to go with minus 14.
Minus 21.
Minus 21 says Tom Levine from
I
the
have
hallway.
minus 23.
Oh, he might be right.
Bonus if you get the date.
No idea.
January 17th.
January something.
Of 77.
1977.
Those winters in 77 and 78 were unbelievable.
But you see, now we can't do that because of global warming.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's not as cold today as
today
it was
then.
global
So
warming.
what was it again? Minus
23 is what I came
That's
up with.
incredible.
Okay.
That's hard to believe.
That is.
And there was
Well,
a
you
wind
put
chill.
some
There
work
was
into
actually
this.
there was actually a blizzard warning
During that time?
during that time.
Uh-oh. Tom's got
You got more information?
scientific proof.
Minus 23 on the 19th, minus 22 on the 18th.
Minus 23.
There was a blizzard. There was so much snow that they piled it up in the middle of Maine and Delaware and just had little driving lanes. It was.
You've got the action, and we
was
are
crazy.
the official National Weather Service station in Fairfield. I don't know what that means anymore, but we used to say it when I worked
It's
here.
official.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 3.
Okay.
What is the length of a standard bowling alley?
I mean, you're talking the alley itself, the lane.
I'm talking about from the front of the. I'm talking about the line
where you throw the ball.
right.
That line
to the front of the head pin.
Wow, I've never
thought about that.
Let me think. 10, 20.
I'm going to go with
40,
36 feet.
50. I'm going to say 50 feet.
60 feet.
It's longer than I thought it was. Uh-oh.
Who's
Who's buzzing?
That would
I'm
be
buzzing,
you.
and it... I can't even.
Okay.
Nothing.
Question number 4. What did blind bank robber David Worrell use as a weapon when trying to rob a London bank?
This is a bank robber, a famous one, obviously.
Yeah, David Worrell was blind bank robber.
A blind bank robber.
Yeah.
So
What did he use as a weapon?
Banana?
His cane.
Very good, Mark.
His cane. He actually pointed the cane at somebody?
I don't know. I wasn't there or didn't hear any details, but I just thought it was too good to pass
Yeah, it is
up.
good. It's awful good.
All right, number 5. Who averaged 1 patent for every 3 weeks of his life?
Okay.
Who averaged 1 patent for every 3 weeks of his life?
I think I'm gonna go really odd and say Benjamin Franklin.
I'm going to say Henry Ford.
Thomas Edison.
Okay, I should have went with my first thought.
I thought Edison too, but then I thought that can't be. That's too easy. Ken would not bring us that easy a question. I thought.
What is the minimum number of musicians a band must have to be considered a big band?
A big band. I thought you were going to say orchestra, but a big band. I'm going to say a dozen. What do you think?
I'm going to go with 9.
Somewhere in between. 10.
10. Okay. Well, we were
okay.
Close.
You get this one.
All right.
What does the N stand for in NATO?
How about national?
North Atlantic
North
Treaty
American.
Organization.
Yes.
Correct.
Good. You're right.
Okay. Question number 8. Playwright Arthur Miller was married to which famous blonde actress?
That's pretty easy.
That would be Marilyn Monroe, right?
Yes,
Correct.
absolutely.
All right.
I think he was married to her after DiMaggio, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
I believe so.
How many squares are there on a standard chessboard?
Oh, my.
Squares on a chessboard.
Well, it'd be the same as a chessboard, right? I mean,
chessboard.
48.
Well, it's less than that, I believe. I'm going to say 32.
Can I change my answer?
Yes, you can.
64.
Correct.
Oh, gee. I'm thinking of only the black ones. I'm not thinking about every square. Isn't that terrible?
Look at these guys. These guys are out here licking their chops.
They don't want to get it. Vaughn and...
Hey, I said 64.
The peanut gallery is scoring very well on this so far.
Yeah.
The folks in the hallway.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's not wearing a coat.
Yeah, you're talking
According
about Vaughn.
to the Bible, how long did Methuselah live to be?
All right, I'm just looking outside.
Yeah. Oh, I think
come in here, Vaughn. If you're going to, here's the valedictorian of FCHS.
978 years.
How long?
969.
Correct.
969 says the valedictorian.
Yeah, you
without
were.
a coat.
We still got time for more. I've got a couple more.
What time is it?
It's 1 after.
Okay, one more.
Last one.
All right. Clark Gable used to do it 4 or more times a day, but do what?
Well, it depends on whether or not he had stolen hydrocodone or not.
Clark Gable used to do it 4 or more times a day, but do what?
Oh, I don't know.
Take a bath.
Yeah, shower.
Really? He was a clean freak?
Yeah. In Connecticut, a pickle must do what to be legal?
Pickled.
No idea.
Bounce.
Dilled.
It's got to be a little bounce. Ken Odie, who will be here. You're the Wednesday guy, right?
The Wednesday guy.
He's the Wednesday guy. He'll be here next Wednesday as well.
Right.
Thank you for joining us, Ken. Thank
My
you for
pleasure.
joining us on Morning Coffee. We'll see you tomorrow,
Stay
and I mean
warm.
see you.
All right,
Yeah,
pickleheads,
stay warm.
let's get the dill out of here.
The proud voice of the Fairfield Mules and the leader in southeastern Illinois sports. This is WFIW FM Fairfield, Illinois, 104.9.
Time now for the news, brought to you by Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Wayne City. Stop by for a rest test.